the Daily Grind. We're on episode 3. My name's Kelly. My co-host Connor. He was recently traveling to the Big Apple. Remember, he got back. Of course, LaGuardia had a super late delay in flights, so he's kind of slowly easing back to the Chicago scene. In the meantime, we're gonna welcome on our first special guest of our podcast. Super big stuff, and I'm really pumped to have him on. Um, so I'd like to introduce you to Kalen Bryant. We've had some really good camaraderie back at Wilson Sporting Goods with me. So I'd love to hear him back on our daily grind. And so give us this day our daily grind, and let's give a little shout out and golf clap to Kalen. So welcome, Kalen. You're our first guest. And there's two. I would do an introduction on you, but you have such a unique background. I'm just like so excited. I can't even hold it in to like even speak properly about you. So I like you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself. He's actually located in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're making this work through another time zone. So Kalen, let's hear about it. Yeah.
It's an honor to be on your podcast here. I listened to last week's and it was super cool, super inspirational, and it's just an honor to be a part of this. But just a little bit about myself. I can go back to when I was born from my mom or what. I don't know. Anyway, I went to college at North Carolina State University here in Raleigh, born and raised. I graduated North Carolina State and got a job offer up in Ecolab in Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, to be specific. Then I was in logistics right there for a year, and then I finally had the dream job at Wilson Sporting Goods, where I met KJ.
Yeah, that's where our friendship began.
Right, and back at sports. My degree's in supply chain, so I've always been in supply chain positions. So I was at Wilson for 3 years or 3.5 years, and then I left there and got an opportunity to move back to North Carolina. Still in supply chain at Lowe's Home Improvement, their corporate office here in Mooresville.
Mooresville.
Yeah, Mooresville. A lot of people don't know what that is. So I was telling them I live in Charlotte. Mooresville is about 20 minutes outside of north of Charlotte. So it's a pretty quiet town, unique in its own way. Not very busy. It's beautiful out here. The weather is nice. Way better than Chicago. But I miss the city life for sure. But just a little bit about me other than my profession. I am an inspiring entrepreneur through YouTube, as well as affiliate marketing, as well as drop shipping. I've done a lot of different things from an entrepreneurial standpoint.
Sure, yeah. Can you tell our listeners what an affiliate marketer is, and like how you utilize videos and stuff on YouTube?
Right. So affiliate marketing is you're basically a salesperson, but you don't have to be salesy. You don't have your own product. All you're doing is you are finding a product that a particular audience needs, and with that product, there's a program that's commission based. So when you sell that product, or when you promote that product to an audience that needs it, and that audience buys it, you get a commission off of it. So that's basically what affiliate marketing is. Amazon has an affiliate marketing program. I believe Best Buy has one, and there are a lot of other different marketplaces. Like your listeners may not know this, but like ClickBank and JVZoo, there are a lot of affiliate marketing offers out there in the marketplace right now that you can promote. If you're in tennis, you can go on ClickBank and you can find a product to promote to your tennis audience on your podcast, or to people who need some inspiration or fitness on your podcast. And if they purchase that, you get a commission off of whoever purchased using your specific link. So that's the gist of affiliate marketing.
Sure.
But with my YouTube channel, what I do is I use that as free traffic, because as you know, YouTube, you don't have to pay anything to make a video and post it on YouTube and get traffic and get an audience to your video. If you make good content, if you make content that your particular audience like to see, they're going to view it, and as they view that video, they'll go down to your link in the description and be like, "Oh, he has a nice product here that he's promoting. Let me check it out." And they'll check that link out, and they say, "Oh, I like this product. They'll buy it," and you get paid. And that's exactly how I am trying to start making money passively through
Yeah.
YouTube and affiliate marketing. So
Yeah.
hopefully that wasn't too confusing.
No,
But
that's really great. When did you first start doing these influencer videos?
yeah, so I started like 2 years ago, but last year is when I really got serious with it. I was looking at a lot of YouTubers out here making like $1,000 a day, $10,000 a month, and I'm trying to figure out, well, how in the world are they doing it? Because one thing that kind of lit a fire under my ass, excuse my language, was like people like Dave Ramsey, like Warren Buffett.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Oprah Winfrey, but these millionaires out here,
Yeah.
they they did not become millionaires and billionaires from a 9 to 5 job, or they didn't become millionaires and billionaires from a single
Mm-hmm.
source income. They have multiple streams of income that are making them money while they sleep, which is passive income. So I was like, wow, if they can do that, I can do it too, kind of a
Mm-hmm.
sense. And I mean, they didn't start where they are now, so they had to start from something. So I was like, all right, let me try to find someone who is successful at making passive income. And so I went on YouTube and started studying 2 years ago. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And I started like a year ago, being very passionate about it, and kind of working harder than I did 2 years ago. But it is definitely a grind. It
Mm-hmm.
definitely takes patience, especially with free YouTube marketing, because you have to learn SEO, you have to learn ranking, and then you have to learn a lot of stuff to get some good traction on your
Mm-hmm.
content. And it takes a long time to get to $10,000. Some people are making $30,000 a month
Oh wow.
doing
Mm-hmm.
with this business strategy, or this business this business structure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah, like the overall format of the
Right,
business. Like,
right.
how'd you learn like the different basics and how to grow it, or more advanced techniques? Did you kind of just search online? Did you go to like conferences? You reach out to other people in the industry?
Yeah, so I really followed YouTubers because I knew I wanted to use YouTube as my traffic source.
Mhm.
So I follow other YouTubers who are successful at getting a lot of views, getting a lot of subscribers, and who are also using affiliate marketing to make money. So there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube saying, one guy in particular, his name is Joshua Elder. He's the
Mhm.
one who really I kind of really started with and kind
Mhm.
of learned about the whole process. He's a YouTuber. I mean, he had like 3 channels at one
Oh wow.
time,
Mhm.
and he was only doing affiliate marketing, and all he was doing was reviewing products. Like, he would buy a product on Amazon, like a camera. He'll review that camera
Mhm.
on YouTube, and then people, but like you and I sometimes,
Mhm.
before we make a big purchase, we'll go and research that product. Like, let's look at the reviews, let's
Mhm.
see what it was good at, what it's not good at, and if we look on YouTube, that YouTuber, if they suggest that product, they'll have a link in the description, and then
Mhm.
you'll buy that product and they get paid. So Joshua Elder was doing the same thing. He was buying a product, he
Mhm.
was testing it out, and then giving a review on YouTube. And people who saw his review purchased through him because he gave an honest, clear
Mhm.
review on that product, and
Yeah.
he made money from it. So I followed him, and I'm still following him to this day. He also has a mentorship program. They cost money for sure, like thousands of
Oh
dollars.
wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's a lot of
Mhm.
money, and it's just like going to college all over. This is what college does not teach you. So
Mhm.
anybody out there listening and you're thinking about going to college, you do not have to. I'm not saying college is bad or
Mhm.
wrong, you shouldn't do it, but there are other ways for you to make millions of dollars without having a college degree.
Mhm.
All you have to do is be resourceful and learn, and just figure out how you can get there. Write your goals and write an action step to getting to your goals. And don't forget to take action, because you can have goals, but goals without action is like a wish.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
Something to work towards and something to check mark off the list, or
right,
keep on grinding
exactly.
at it. That's great. Do you foresee this, I guess, industry or this kind of these programs expanding now? This is really hot right now, hot topic,
Yeah,
and there's more people doing it.
right, right. I see that. it is getting there's a lot of people coming into this space, um, and it's making it harder. The barriers of entry, I guess, if you will,
Mhm.
are getting high because so many people are picking up on this business model and saying, "Oh, I want in on the cash." Like for example, Shopify drop shipping.
Mhm.
It was huge like 5 years ago, but now as more people get into it, it's starting to become dwindle down and being harder to get a piece of the pie, so to speak. But I still think there's a lot of opportunity out there for 10, 20 years down the line.
Mhm.
It's just all about being unique in the marketplace, with the content that you push out, in front of your audience.
Mhm.
Making something that your audience has not seen before, or that resonates with your audience, and that makes you stand out. I mean, you can make just as much as money, or it's not all about the money. It's doing stuff you're passionate about.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
one thing is, if, like for example, me, my YouTube channel that I have now, to be honest, I'm not really passionate about it. I am passionate about it, about doing the process.
Mhm.
I'm not that passionate about sharing the content with a specific audience. So that makes it hard getting up here and posting a video every day or once a week when I really don't want to post a video about it. I just want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, as long as you're passionate about something, get
Mhm.
out there and share your passion with other people, and you'll figure out a way to make money with it. I mean, if like tennis, if it's tennis, you
Mhm.
can coach. You can
Yeah.
find
Mhm.
one person in your neighborhood that wants to learn how to play tennis, and you can make money from that. And then
Mhm.
they'll get another friend, and they'll get another friend. And next thing you know, you have a whole tennis community,
Yeah.
your whole tennis facility that you're teaching in your area. So it starts from somewhere, but it needs to start with a passion for sure.
Yeah, start with the passion. And listeners that are following us right now, as you can tell, Connor and I have talked on our previous episodes. Yeah, just do something that you're passionate about, and what Kayla mentioned too, have short goals or have steps leading up to accomplish those goals, and keep
Right.
on working towards them, because there's great results that happen with it, and then you gain confidence, you motivate others, and inspire communities around you to do really great things in the world, whether
Right.
it's for money, without money, or even providing resources or different things that people have access to. It's such a great thing, and we're doing a lot of things in the world, and we're hoping to inspire a ton of people. um,
Yeah.
really great stuff. Let's backpedal a little bit, Kaylin. So supply chain, what got you into that area of business? And yeah, can
Yeah.
you, yeah, jump in.
So with supply chain, I've always told people, like when I'm interviewing for jobs, that's what's one of the questions I always get. Well, why supply chain? Why not finance? Because my degree is in business administration, but I concentrated in supply chain. And I tell them supply chain really focuses on processes and steps.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to get better. I always like to figure out how things can improve. And you generally can do that in any career, because there's always room for improvement no matter what you do. But I just felt like supply chain was sophisticated enough and kind of like process driven enough for me to kind of stick with it and be passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's challenging for sure. Has a
Mm-hmm.
lot of moving
Definitely.
parts,
Mm-hmm.
that also makes it not boring. So that's another
Mm-hmm.
thing that really intrigued me about supply chain. And another thing, I'm just going to be honest,
Yeah.
it pays well.
Mm-hmm.
Supply chain pays well, especially when a lot of people don't like warehouse jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but in a warehouse environment, especially warehouse management environment, you get paid very well, some good money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so those are like three things: the pay, the process improvement aspect of it, and that
Mm-hmm.
it's challenging. I wouldn't get bored. If I'm going to do this for 20, 30 years, I don't want to do something that's boring, right?
Yeah,
So,
you want to do something that's interesting, and then you kind of
right,
look forward to doing something different every day.
exactly, exactly. I will say sometimes it does has its downfalls, and it has its cons, but it's a good field. I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
good field to get into, and it's not going anywhere. So supply chain is what helps businesses make money. Without a good
Mm-hmm.
supply chain, your business is not making money, right? You can't get a product on the shelf. You
Mm-hmm.
can't get it sourced from wherever. If it's even if it's in the United States and your business in the United States, you have to get it from your vendor to your retail store or your
Mm-hmm.
doorstep to sell to your customers. So you have to have some type of supply chain process in order to make money and let the and in order for the world to to turn basically. So
Yeah.
supply chain's not going anywhere either.
Mhm.
So job security is another aspect that's really important in supply chain. So.
Yeah, supply chain. There's always a need for that in a company. And yeah, there's
Right.
multiple people touch points along the way to make sure you get that. I don't know, Gatorade or whatever else that you use on a daily
Right.
basis in your hands and able to use.
Uh,
So yeah, speaking of
and the
Gatorade, yeah.
sales the commercial guys. You got to work with those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kayla and I, my background's finance at Wilson. Kaylin was more supply chain. So we interacted a lot in a business setting, and that's true for a lot of companies in the U.S. and globally too. Um, we also touched together on tennis. so
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of our history back in the day. Couple years ago, tennis court. I think I was the first hitting partner with Kalen after work sometime, and
Yes,
actually
you were.
yeah, and I actually. Myself, I'm passionate about, as you guys know, having a nonprofit and hosting different charitable events, tennis tournaments, and Kalen was actually my first Wilson player at one of my tournaments. So this
And I
week,
sucked.
no, don't say that. Really good player. He's being modest, you guys. So I'm just gonna kind of recap of what I did last weekend. So I had my Milwaukee tennis tournament, and then also that pickleball tournament. Both of them were a huge success. We were able to play all the matches before the rain on that Saturday, and then also pickleball. We were a little bit humid, but staying hydrated with Gatorade. We had Hammer Nutrition sponsor us. Really good turnout. This weekend, I'm hosting the One Chicago Play It Forward, which Kalen was actually a part of a couple of years ago. His debut in 2017. So, Kalen, jumping into so jumping into tennis. Like, what's your tell us what you do. Like you mentioned, you still play tennis out in Charlotte, and you play
Yep.
singles, doubles.
Yeah, I play. I don't play as much as I did like when I was playing with you.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't found that as many people because I just moved here in January, so it's just month 8. But I have met with a couple people and I just hit singles right now. No
Mm-hmm.
doubles, just singles. I still have my friends in Raleigh where I grew up with. That when I go down and visit in Raleigh, 3 hours away, I do
Mm-hmm.
play with them. So my tennis game is still okay. I mean, I'm breathing like super heavy. I'm super out of shape, but I love the game.
Mm-hmm.
KJ, I'm going to ask you about pickleball though.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
a lot of the younger generation don't really like pickleball or don't really know about pickleball. Right? It's really an older sport, but it's super fun, all right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super fun. This tournament I had this past Sunday. I had two different divisions. I had a mixed combo one, so I combined like a beginner intermediate with. We had a few advanced teams come in. I did like a pool play for that format, so I split them up between their skill levels, and then they played every team in their pool, and then after they did the pool play, they were either in the gold bracket or the silver bracket, so they're playing for
Okay.
the top 4 spots or the back 4 spots. On the men's
Right,
division
okay.
side, it was just like a round robin, and you played twice. But it was really good turnout. Age level though, we had on the men's side, I had a couple like father son teams. So you had younger, I would say like high school player with the adult. On the mixed side, I would say average age was above our ages. So I'd probably say 30s to 50s roughly. So it is a little bit of an older generation sport, but I think the reason is because tennis is more stuff on your joints and muscles. And pickleball, as I mentioned before on the previous episode, we have it's less movement on the, or it's a shorter court, so you're not what's it called, going back and forth a lot laterally, and
Gotcha.
a lot more short shot. But hand-eye coordination though, you have to have the, regardless if you wear like glasses or contacts or not, or if you're old or have had eye surgery, like you gotta know where the ball is. So, yeah, I would say right now, but it's starting to pick up. I think Wilson, we just created a line of paddles and getting more of our footprint on the courts. But across the U.S., it's really popular down south, and as you know, the snowbirds are living down there more of the year versus us young guns that are entrepreneurs or run our own businesses that have limited time to fit in those pickleball matches or playing, a couple hours a day or something. But yeah,
Right.
it's starting to get there. How about what's the demographic by you? Is there official pickleball courts, or do people have the pop-up nets, or
You know what? I have not seen any down here. I haven't. There is a tennis facility not too far from me,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't even see pickleball courts on their tennis courts. So I don't think there is even a good audience down here
Mm-hmm.
for pickleball. I haven't really seen any. That's sad. I gotta figure out who the Wilson rep is down here. Should be pushing pickleball,
Mm-hmm.
but no.
Yeah,
Um,
it's there's not too many listeners who are on the podcast right there. There's not too many pickleball tournaments across the U.S. They're starting to grow. Like the one I hosted in Wisconsin, that was probably one of, I don't know, 20 or 30 they host per year, and they're not all sanctioned. So similar to like the tennis, where it's the U.S. Tennis Association, they have a U.S. APA, like a pickleball association. And I know in the Midwest there's not too many sanctioned tournaments, but definitely like Florida, Texas, and California, like out West Coast. That's
wow.
where more of the higher level competition is. Um,
Okay.
I would say like the championship matches that were played last weekend for me, those ones were a little bit more involved. You could tell strategy with the different formats. So when your partner serves, you can slide into the court. You don't have to be present on the court to start with, and
Yeah.
or different movements on if they're favoring the left side more, they're gonna, after they return the ball, they're gonna move cross court or something. So
Mm.
it's really interesting. It's the cool thing about it is it's a somewhat of a new sport, a newer sport that's getting popularity. So you're gonna get different videos or trainers or coaches. It's not 100% regulated. I would say they're still building up the rule book. I think as there's more people involved. But yeah, it's definitely a good crossover sport from tennis. I would say it's a good crossover sport to anything that you do hand-eye coordination with. So I would even say like a baseball player or a golfer would be a good fit. It's easy to pick up. So
Right.
yeah, definitely interesting. Tournament wise, it's a definitely new animal in regards to how the structure is and what players want and what players are expecting to get in their match play. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so definitely, yeah. So stay tuned. I only do one pickleball tournament a year, so you gotta wait until next summer.
Look, yeah,
It's
let me tell you
yeah.
something. Kelly Johnson is an inspiration in herself. Look, he works full time at Wilson Sporting Goods. I'm pretty sure you told your viewers everything that you did.
Some of it, yeah, I think
But
so. We don't want to give
he
too
worked full time before I left Chicago. He was full time Wilson Sporting Goods. You coached at
community
Oakton
college.
Tennis from
Yeah.
community college. The men's. Did you do the women's too?
Yeah, I did the men's and
So
women's.
men's and women's. That's basically both seasons, all year.
Mm-hmm.
Tennis coach. He also hosts USTA tournaments
Mm-hmm.
for tennis and pickleball. Right.
Yep.
She also runs marathons.
Yep.
What else did you? You Uber sometimes.
Yeah. Uber's a good side business to have. That's
Right.
it's definitely keeps you on your feet, or I guess in the car sitting down.
You travel. You're
yeah.
you're on the USTA on the board, right?
Yeah, I'm involved on the USTA National Committee, and then also on a Midwest level, I'm on the USTA Midwest Collegiate Committee. So got a little bit of an
Right.
influence, or get to share my feedback about college tennis and how to grow the sport on the Midwest level. I've been in touch. I might be actually teaching a little bit this fall for the Chicago district at the Maggie Daly courts.
Oh, wow.
Like once a week, just to help out players. They're doing more of a cardio tennis lesson. So it's definitely tennis is. I have a love for the game, and that's again when we talk about that topic of passion. That's something I'm passionate about, and love to inspire others, and hopefully motivate people to reach for their goals. So
Exactly. And
Yes.
then you just started this podcast.
Yeah,
So
just started this podcast. So this is
yeah,
actually this has been an idea working the minds.
yeah,
When Kalen used to we used to be like desk buddies basically. So I was like talking to him early this year as we were
yeah,
talking about goals. Like, one of my objectives this year is to start a podcast, and look what
yeah.
happened. It
There
actually
you go.
did. So
In the
this is
midst of everything else that you're doing, it's like it's just do it.
yeah.
You're just looking at your life and what
Mhm.
you're accomplishing is like if you're passionate about something, if you want to do something, do it. Stop waiting. Don't procrastinate about it. Plan it out, of course, and do it when it's right. But just
Mhm.
do it and follow it, see it through.
Yeah.
It's
Well said, Kaylin. Yeah, so we're just going to touch a little bit on tennis and some different techniques or different tips Kaylin might have. So being a past tournament player or even current tournament player right now, like what's like a mindset or going into like if someone's going into their first match ever in a tournament or they've never had experience before. I had a few people actually today. This was their first tournament ever that they played in, so yeah, I'd like you to share with our
yeah,
listeners kind of how to gain confidence or what to how to prep for these things.
right. So one of the big things, like for me, would be um, don't let things get in your head too much. If you practice, if you know the basics of the game, stick to the basics and swing. Don't be too timid. Don't be too tight. Just play your game and not the other person's game. I know it's a lot in one, but just go out there and the main thing is go out there and have fun. Because usually when
Mm-hmm.
we're having fun, we're loose, we're not tight. Go out there and have fun and just stick to what you know. Don't look at what the other person's doing on the other side of the net. Just play your game and stay out of your head. Just stay
Mm-hmm.
out of your head
Mm-hmm.
because you're not gonna win. You're gonna be like Serena Williams in a 2019 final or 2018
Yeah.
Wimbledon final.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so every final that she's played in, she's lost because she's just in her head.
Mm-hmm.
So stay clear, stay focused, but stay out of your head for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely. Tennis is a both physical and mental sport.
Yeah,
Kaylin touched on a big key thing there. You have to just be aware of your surroundings, or just kind of stay focused and do what you do best. Utilize the strengths that you have, and then build off. I would say to add on to his tip, I guess attack the weaknesses of the person across from the net. If
yeah,
if
it's a
they're
good one.
struggling in a different area and you're doing well, let's say if they're struggling on short shots and you're doing well on the forehand, so set yourself up to hit that forehand short shot to win those points, or set yourself up to
Right,
finish the point or hit it overhead or something.
right.
So yeah, just kind of build kind of make, I wouldn't say make a list, not to get super complicated, but know what you're good at and how to utilize your
Mm-hmm.
resources. So yeah,
Yeah,
speaking
it's a
yeah
good one.
speaking of Serena, I don't know if you're following Montreal, the Montreal tournament out there. She's playing
Like,
quarterfinals against Naomi Osaka, and Serena beat her in two sets. I think
oh
yesterday or the
wow,
day before. It was
wow.
like 6-3, 6-4. So I think on that one, I don't know if you got a chance to see highlights or anything.
No, I haven't seen
Um,
that.
but
Wow.
supposedly Osaka was kind of out of it. She was just not playing up to her full speed. I think it may have been a mental thing because
Yeah.
she's pretty in shape for. I mean, this year she's doing pretty well for her performance in
Yeah.
different tournaments.
Well, we'll see what happens in the Open if
Mm-hmm.
they meet up again. They're probably on the same side of the draw though. I don't know what's Serena's seed. Do you know?
Serena Seed, I'd have to look that up. She's
Okay.
well, they just played that tournament, so I think she's still in it right now, or it's still
I
continuing
mean, like,
on.
what was
Oh,
she? They come in the Open with.
with
Maybe
the
she hasn't been
Open.
that probably.
Yeah,
U.S. Open stuff.
In the Montreal Cup, she was seeded eighth, but her
Wow.
WTA singles ranking is 10th, so she's
Yeah.
she's still within the top 10. But I think because she hasn't played a lot of the smaller tournaments this year, I mean that doesn't hurt her spot, but there's other players that are playing more than her. If they win titles, then they get more points, I guess,
Right.
or accumulate more points. So
So
yeah.
they see each other in the final then,
Mm-hmm.
or if in the U.S. Open if they're not too closely ranked.
Yeah,
That's good to see.
yeah, they could even have a rematch in like a earlier round. So
Right.
we'll see what's coming up. I know for calendar wise, the Western Southern Open starts, I believe, tomorrow, or this upcoming week. So we'll see how players do. So, listeners, that's the Western Southern Open. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's basically the I guess the biggest smaller tournament right before the U.S. Open, hardcourt series. I went there a few times for being involved on the USTA Midwest. They had a committee meeting out there, so I got a chance to see some of the stars right on the big stage. But since it's a smaller grounds, you can get pretty close up. U.S. Open though, that's super exciting. Kayla and I have both been there before. Kaylin, do you anything you want to share from your U.S. Open experience?
Yeah, definitely get some rest before you go. I only had a day pass at Arthur Ashe Stadium. It was huge. I mean, it's nothing like TV. I always said
Mm-hmm.
I was watching on TV and I get an up closer view than I would in the stadium. But I had really good seats. Compliments to Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but it was nice. It was worth the travel of going to New York. But I would definitely say get some rest before you go to your to your matches,
Mm-hmm.
because it can be exhausting, especially with long matches. You're sitting there in the stadium, the lights are bright, you're moving your head left and right. If you're too close to the court, it can get tiring. I also would say go out on the grounds because some of the best matches are not in the stadium. Some of them are outside on the open courts. So definitely check those out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, U.S. Open, what's it called? The Billie Jean King Tennis Center. They just renovated the grounds within
Yeah.
these recent years, so it's really great. Lots of room to walk around and go explore. They have great food, drinks, and then yeah, what Kayla mentioned, tennis is awesome. So
Yeah.
seeing in person live, whether it's the U.S. Open or even at one of these smaller tournaments or even a challenger event,
Hmm.
go for it.
Go please,
So.
because you see these like Rafa Nadal and Sloane Stevens and some of these unknown players, and they can smack the ball. And I mean, one thing is not to get discouraging, but you think you can hit the ball. When you go see these people live, you're like, oh my gosh, the consistency,
Mhm.
their strokes are just so pure and it's just
Mhm.
amazing.
Mhm.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, U.S. Open, really great time, and it's coming soon. So, even if you can't get to it live, watch it on TV. It's being streamed all over, and it's one of the biggest tennis tournaments that people watch throughout the year. So that's our little spiel on U.S. Open, and I'm not affiliated with the U.S. Open, but I have a lot of great things on it because I've had many great experiences on there. But yeah, Kaylin has been a great special guest on our podcast. And we just want to give a huge shout out to Kalen and his time and his effort and everything he has done in his career so far. And hopefully inspiring all you listeners out there to strive towards what you're passionate about and things that you want to do or accomplish this year, next year, in the coming years. Whatever your timeline is, just plan it out and just go do it. So,
Sure.
yeah. So, Kaylin, do you want to give our listeners maybe something to leave with? Like Connor says, like the word of the day.
Yeah. So one quote that I listen to on Dave Ramsey's live, I listen to him every day, is always begin with the end in mind. Yes, go for your goals, go for what you're passionate about, but always begin with the end in mind. What do you want to accomplish after you begin this, right? So I just want to leave you with that.
That's really great.
And
Yeah.
thanks for having me, KJ. This
Mm-hmm.
is awesome for
Mm-hmm.
sure. invite me back if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you, but
Yeah.
it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, this is a great experience. And also, too, yeah, Kalen, how can our listeners reach out to you, or if they have questions, how can they follow you, learn more about what you do?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Freedom Life Influencer. I have my YouTube channel is my name, Kalen, Kalen Bryant. Yes, like Kobe Bryant, but I'm not related.
Mm-hmm.
You can also follow me on Twitter at the same Freedom Life Influencer.
Awesome, that's really good stuff. We're gonna add his following social media stuff linked into our YouTube link in the notes section. Again, too, give us a thumbs up, like us, comment us, shoot myself a DM, or however you want to reach us. We're more than welcome. And like we mentioned before, we might mention you on our next podcast. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Grind. Until next time, my name is Kelly, and thank you.